The announcement also sparking a series of reactions from the international community. Germany saying that it will actually be suspending arm exports to Israel for use in Gaza, with calls growing from numerous European and Middle Eastern nations for Israel to simply scrap the plan altogether. For more on Germany's announcement, then, we're going to cross to our correspondent in Berlin, Nick Holdsworth. Hi, Nick. So, this marks a pretty significant reversal of German policy towards Israel. How big of a deal is it? How much of an impact can it make at this stage in the war?
This will be a major psychological blow to Israel. Germany has been one of Israel's staunchest supporters over the past 80 years. Basically going back to the foundation of the post-war state in 1949, supporting Israel's right to exist has been, as Friedrich Merz himself said back in June, just before the NATO meeting, a reason of state, a raison d'etat, he said. And the war guilt that has existed in Germany for many years over the Nazi genocide, the final solution they attempted to bring to the Jewish people, has driven German policy for years. Now it's quite apparent that Israel has stepped over a red line. There's been growing public dismay at what's been going on in Gaza, people seeing starving children, innocent civilians being shot or blown apart by bombs every day for months and months now. And finally, it looks like the German government has really taken a massive step in German terms and said, that's enough. We agree with Israel's aims to disarm Hamas. We agree that they should release the hostages. But as Friedrich Merz said, the German government believes that even tougher military action in the Gaza Strip decided upon by the Israeli cabinet last night makes it increasingly difficult to see how those goals can be achieved. And he added, under these circumstances, the German government will not approve any exports of military equipment that could be used in the Gaza Strip until further notice. Now, that's a major statement. Germany, in the past 5 years, has been second only to the USA in arms exports to Israel. It's exported about 30% of the total arms that Israel has imported from other countries. And indeed, since the war started on October the 7th, 2023, has exported around 545 million euros worth of equipment directly to Israel. 485 million, just under 500 million euros worth of equipment to Israel.
Now, that's an important point you make there, Nick, about Germany being second only to the U.S. In terms of arms exports to Israel. Now, that's important because it looks clearly like the U.S. is nowhere near, if ever, making such an announcement, no matter how dire the situation in Gaza grows. So with that in mind, what do you think Merz hopes to achieve with this policy shift?
It's quite clear that Merz is sending a message to Benjamin Netanyahu. He's basically saying, what you're trying to do now is just going to expand the war. It's going to draw Israel further and further into a nightmare scenario. We've heard some of the guests earlier saying that it would just result in thousands of Israeli soldiers being killed, as well as more and more civilians dying. And the whole purpose of this policy is to stop arms that could be used in Gaza. And we mean things like anti-tank missiles, ammunition, armoured personnel carriers, other armoured vehicles, that sort of thing. Germany actually mostly exports naval equipment to Israel, frigates, torpedoes, things like that. So they have drawn a line saying anything that can be used in a ground invasion of Gaza is a no-no. And this really does reflect a shift that we've seen gradually in the German foreign ministry in recent weeks. We saw just last week the German foreign minister going to Israel and saying that eventually Germany could recognise a two-state solution, could recognise the state of Palestine, but that would be at the end of a process rather than at the beginning, as some European states, most notably France, has said that they would recognise a state of Palestine before any process.